Psych and Spirit, growing one awareness at a time. Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Dr. Seay, and I am back. And I'm changing things up a little bit this time. So usually I come up with a topic and I prepare some thoughts and some items from research or maybe some spirituality sources. But today I'm going to do a check-in, a mid-month June check-in, a Psych and Spirit check-in, I guess, for our well-being. And I'm just going to share some themes that I think would be helpful to share with all of you right now. And so let's just jump right in. The first theme I do want to emphasize and think is an important one right now in particular is holding to your vision of a positive future. You may not see the fruits of your efforts just yet, and I wrote that down because we might be trying to make, I don't know, our lives better, the world a better place, and we may not see the fruits of our efforts, and we are unlikely to actually, perhaps some of us at this time. So make sure that you're really projecting a long-term vision of what you want your own life to look like and what you want to see in the world. Both. So maybe in your life you want to see more time with your family or the financial means to have more things, more hobbies, more whatever. Maybe you want to try a different career path. Whatever that might be for you, just make sure that you are projecting a long-term vision, that you have a sense in mind of something that you want to see for yourself in your own life. And if we broaden it out to the bigger picture, what you want to see in the world. Do you want to see more peace? Do you want to see more compassion? Do you want to see more community? Do you want to see the breakdown of systems that are hurting humanity right now, or the breakdown of governments, different people with different power, whatever that might be for you, make sure that you have some sort of vision of what you want to see in maybe your country and in the broader global sense, the world. And again, also for your own life. So the personal and the broader global vision. So make sure that you are holding to that. And it's hard to do right now because we look at the news, it's really unhappy, it's really dark. There's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of bad news about jobs, about inflation, about groceries, about pollution, about human rights. There's a lot of bad news out there. So we're not likely to see the fruits of our efforts right now, right? I think a lot of the good that people are doing in their own lives to better themselves and to help others is really going to be behind the scenes, and we're not going to see it. Maybe we will, maybe some of you do, but for a lot of us, we may not end up seeing it right now. And so don't think that that doesn't mean that your efforts individually to better yourself and to become more self-aware doesn't matter. Don't think that it doesn't matter. It does. And that's why you need to hold on to your vision, because eventually you might find that we're getting closer to what your vision is for yourself and your future. So make sure that you're holding on to that. Is there anything else I wanted to say about that? Small acts lead to great things is what I wrote down. Something as simple in your own life of just treating people with more patience and being gentle. Or for some people, it might be actually saying no and holding a firm boundary might be a small act of change that might actually feel really monumental for you. Some change in interactions with others in some way in a direction that you feel like you need to go to take care of yourself. Those little small acts eventually add up in our lives. And I know that we don't see them. And, I am a psychologist and I do see the value in changing very small behaviors one step at a time. And I've seen that with clients in the past. And I've seen it in my own life too, how it can be really beneficial. For example, and also another example, again, I said this in the last video, I talk about gratitude off and on. But something as simple as in the morning or in the evening or at some time, a few times a week, even expressing gratitude for the things that you have in your life can snowball into bigger and better changes for you and your self-awareness path and your self-growth path. So just know that the small efforts that you do make do matter. They do absolutely matter, even if you cannot see the effect. We are geared as human beings to really look for cause and effect. And as a scientist, I come from a science practitioner background and my doctorate. Um, I am really interested in observing cause and effect. But sometimes, and what aggravates me is when I can't tell what's causing certain things. When my dog gets sick, like what is it that's causing that? Did she eat something outside that we didn't know about? Did she eat, I don't know, is she sick with something? So if we can't tell what cause and effect is, it's really frustrating. But we also don't live in a world where we're always going to see the effect right away. So just be aware of that sometimes it takes a long time to see the effects of what we do on a very small level, very small behavioral changes, whatever it is we're doing differently. So hold to your vision, keep a little bit of optimism if you can. I know that's very hard to do, or hold on to something that a hope for a brighter future. Hold to your vision of a brighter future for yourself, because I think that will help you get through this time. Another theme that comes up for me as I'm reflecting on the things going on in the world is that we are more connected than we think. We are more connected than we think. A lot of people feel very alone in how they feel. And right now, it makes a lot of sense. We might feel kind of isolated. We might feel like we're not being heard in a lot of ways. But a lot of us feel the same way individually. And I think that if you know that other people are feeling the same way, we know that when other people feel the same way as us, we feel a little bit more understood and validated. So just know that we are more connected than it seems, than we think. And to remember love, humanity, and community. And for some of us who feel so inclined, we might actually find a way to create more of a sense of community in our local town or city or where we live. So we are more connected than we think. I do want to make sure that is said. Another theme that came up is remembering who you are. Remembering who you are. Again, when we live in a chaotic world where things are looking really negative and looking really scary, it's good to take a moment to try to tune into your authentic self in some way, or do something that feels really authentic to you, that gets to your authentic sense of self. That could be activities like going out in nature or exercising, journaling, meditating. All of those things are great ways to try to reconnect with yourself. Yeah, those are some of the main ways that come to mind off the top of my head. But that's a good way to remember who you are, is to separate yourself from what's going on in the world for a moment. It doesn't have to be, it's not going to be forever. You're not detaching from everything. But for a few moments, you're going to detach from what's going on around you and connect in with yourself, whatever that is for you, whatever authentic means to you, whatever your genuine sense of self is. Remember who you are. What is your personality? What are your personality traits? What's true about you? And don't think about personality traits in the sense of what are the things that have been conditioned? What are the things I've learned or internalized from observation? But more so, what feels true underneath all of the cultural conditioning that I've had? What are these traits that I feel like really define me right now at this point in my life? What are the traits that define me that really do feel true at my core? So that is remembering who you are. Let's talk about some things that you can do to calm yourself down, calm your body down at a time like this where it's very difficult. So I've named a few things: meditation, journaling, going out in nature, exercise, sometimes connecting with another person. But if you're feeling really kind of discombobulated or ungrounded at this time, which I think a lot of folks feel that way, some ways to ground yourself include doing things that relate to the five senses. It can be something as simple as when you wash dishes, really paying attention to the sensation of the water on your hands or the soap on your hands. It could be something like looking at something in your room, and really noticing the detail and the color and what you like about it. If it's a picture that you like that you put on your wall. It could be something as simple as tasting something that you enjoy when you eat food, noticing, savoring that flavor of that food if you really do enjoy it. Listening to music and really letting yourself hear all of the elements of the music that you're hearing. So being very present. So grounding, in a sense, is bringing yourself back to the present moment in your body through the five senses. And that can be like taste, touch, smell, hearing, and vision. So any of those five senses. There's also a visualization exercise that you can use as well. And that visualization exercise is when you sit in a chair, you might imagine, plant your feet completely on the floor. And imagine you have roots extending out from your feet, going all the way down deep into the center of the earth. And you can either stop there or you can take it a step farther and imagine some kind of color of light coming up through those roots into your body, out the top of your head and back around. And that can also help ground you as well if you want to do a visualization exercise. So I would encourage you to try that if you need grounding, if you feel very discombobulated, out of your body, up in your head, over analyzing things right now. We need ways to ground ourselves and bring ourselves back into our body so that we can be present with our loved ones right now. And I think that is about it. I know that's very brief, but that's where I wanted to start. So these are some of the themes that I'm thinking that could be helpful to reflect on at this time. So feel free to reflect on those themes. I'm going to go over them one more time. Hold to your vision of a positive future, and that could be for you or for the world. We are more connected than you think is the second one. And remembering who you are is the third. Remembering who you are. And last, I ended with discussing a little bit of some ways to ground, to get back into your body. If you're feeling like you're spinning mentally, there are ways to bring yourself back down, either through the five senses or through imagining yourself physically grounded and attached to the earth. All right, take care. That is my mid-June check-in, and I will make another video in the next couple weeks. All right, take care until then. Bye now.